God have mercy upon your souls.
Why are we getting up so early to do this?
A good question. I asked myself that when I got up this morning. 2 reasons. One, I've agreed that it'll only be here for the weekend, well, for the main day of the festival. 2, I've been experienced sabotage attempts on previous markings, and I half expected if I did it the night before, the day before, it might not be in its current format. And I just thought there's no better way to start a weekend up Pendle, watching the sunrise.
So who do you think would sabotage this?
No idea. All I know is that there are a few discontented residents in Barley, but I've no idea.
When did you come up with this?
This crazy notion. On a good day, obviously. A dry day. A year ago, I was invited to attend a forum with other artists to actually discuss ways that we could actually mark this year's anniversary. And I have experimented with actually doing large-scale installations on the hill previously, so it's in a natural development to offer a concept this time round. So I came up with this 1612, a number which is not offensive and also makes people think as to what may have happened 400 years ago. Well, each roll is 250 metres, and I estimate I need at least 5 if I've done my calculations correct. But it was quite a big sum to work out this. Yeah. And maths was not my strong point. So I brought a spare roll just in case. There have been quite a few options along the way, but because of the constraints of natural England or the grazers, the farmers who actually graze here, yes, it was going to be painted. That's been ruled out. The original idea was to use a giant stencil, leave it here for a few weeks, and then when it was unveiled, the grass would have turned yellow underneath and then just fade back, which would have been, the most natural method, really. But that was not to be. The only method I had left to me to be able to do on the day is unveiling material. But I've obviously spent a lot of time marking out to make life a bit easier, so it's like a giant dot to dot. And now it's raining.
I'm Julian Jordan, I'm one of the organisers of Pendle Witch Walk. I understand that's an installation that's been done by Philippe Handford. I know there's been lots of controversy in recent weeks. Would it happen, wouldn't it happen? But I was as surprised as anybody when I set off here this morning very early and saw the outline of a number 6 emerging on the hill. So yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic.
So why has there been controversy?
Well, I think that there were issues with some local people who felt that it maybe wasn't appropriate, but equally there's been a lot of support for it too. I know that initially Pendle Council supported it and were going to fund it, and I think they were sensitive to some of the concerns of some local people. But then I know that Morehouse's Brewery, based in Burnley, said that they were prepared to support it. Well, my personal view is that I think it looks magnificent, and I think it's going to be one of the defining images of the day. But there are 2 ways of looking at this. Firstly, we are marking the 400th anniversary of a terrible injustice. But you've got to bear in mind that trial took place in a sort of pre-scientific age when superstition loomed large in people's minds. Plus, it was that immediate post-Reformation era, so there's lots of paranoia and fervent religious belief. But I think in the modern age, 400 years on, people in Pendle are very conscious of the story because it's central to our local heritage and history, and certainly in terms of our heritage and our local culture, there's absolutely something to celebrate. And I think there'll be some onus on that as well this afternoon. That's what that's about.
So, Julian, why did you personally get involved with this?
Well, I originate from this area. I lived away for the best part of half my life, and having moved back here several years ago, I'm really determined to sort of demonstrate what a great place it is. I consciously moved back here from London because I felt it was going to be a better place to bring my kids up. I think we don't often get a very good press, so I thought it was important, because I work in marketing and public relations, to do whatever I could to try and promote the area positively. And then in addition to that, if we can raise 30-40 grand for Pendleside Hospice, then I think it'll be a job well done.
Hi, my name's Simon Tattersall, one of the organisers of Pendle Witch Walk. We've got witches coming from all four corners of the country, and from every single country in the UK as well. We've got people coming from the Isle of Man, the Isle of Wight, we've got from mainland Spain and even the United States. So they're coming from a long, long way away. The concept was designed in October of last year. Everything really formalised in about January, February of this year. And from then on it's been putting everything in place that's led to this event being what it is as you see it now.
And tell us a little bit about this world record attempt.
Okay, there currently isn't a world record for the number of people dressed as witches, so Guinness came up with the criteria of what their definition of a witch is, and then we have to stick to that. So everything's got to be black, no branding, no marking, nothing at all, pointy wide brimmed hat, floor length cape, and a broomstick.
And how many witches do you expect to turn up?
Well, we're hoping as many people as possible come dressed in the right kit. We need to get 250 at a minimum to claim the record. So although a record doesn't exist, Guinness have said that's the minimum that they will accept. Everything that's going on today is to benefit Pendleside Hospice, which is our local hospice in this area. So we're hoping up to about £50,000 would be fantastic. Anything above that would be phenomenal.
And what's the local reaction been to this organised?
It's been outstanding. The weather hasn't helped in the last few months. I think the idea of walking up Pendle Hill in some of the inclement weather we've had is not that appealing, but as it started to dry up, we've started to see registrations come flooding in. So we've had about 300 people in the first 3 days of this week.
And you've actually got 2 walks, haven't you? Not just one.
Yeah, some of the reaction we had from people was Pendle Hill might be a bit too much for some of the younger children, or quite a lot of people who have got mobility issues have got in touch to say that they wanted an alternative, so we wanted to oblige, so we've provided that to them. So the walk splits about a quarter of the way up, and the people that don't want to go up the hill can walk around the base of it.
Witches, good morning! Ted Robbins here on the village green. Have you got your hats? Have you got your brooms? And your capes? And good thoughts and no evil spells today? Just a few. Ladies and gentlemen, good witches all, we're ready to start counting you in to the village green. So I think the good people from Guinness are going to start that up there. I'm going to have a few pints of Guinness while they do that. And we'll see you on the village green on this attempt, ladies and gentlemen, for the largest gathering of people dressed as witches. We can do it, can't we? All right, folks, let witch counting commence.
I'm Mike Williams, Tourism Team Leader for Pendle.
So the day's finally arrived. How much planning has gone into this?
A lot of planning, believe me. It's a heck of a lot of planning. There's lots of regulations to fill the count, the timing, getting people queued up properly, counted properly. It's all quite an intricate process.
This is unprecedented, isn't it?
It's absolutely unprecedented. Yeah, we're hoping to set the record. I'm sure we will. The part of the process is the counting process. We've got an independent auditing company called Beaver Struthers. I think they're based in Blackburn. There's 4 personnel there. They're all counting on the gates over here as we speak. Obviously, they're all official and audit, and they've done it in a proper manner. I believe you've got a camera over there as well to make sure everything's been done properly. So that is great as well. But I am going in a while to go over to our counting crew and obviously take some kind of semblance on that. but I'm just going to look round, if I may, and see. And yes, the green's filling up very nicely. So I'm hoping that we get at least 250 and we can set a Guinness World Record.
Show us your broomstick. Look.
It's not very high tech.
It's not very high tech. Well, they didn't have that 400 years ago. But did you make that yourself?
Yeah.
Marvellous. Look at that bushcraft there. Ray Mears would be eating his heart out over that, wouldn't he? With the old traditional gaffer tape. Give Jack a round of applause. The total in this official Guinness World Record attempt for the largest gathering of people dressed as witches is, drum roll, 482! But that is not a record till Big Norman's let one off. So let's have a countdown. 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.